Hi, I'm Christy, and this is Livin' La Vida Nomad. Today I wanted to talk about keeping contact with family. So a lot of people question, how am I going to keep in contact with all of our family and friends back home? I don't want my kids to forget their grandparents. I don't want my parents to be without their grandkids, things like that. So, and it can be really a thing that we consider when we're considering full-time travel. So here are some of the things that we've done and what other people have done for staying in contact with family and friends. So one of the things that we do is we use WhatsApp a lot. It's on my phone. You can have a WhatsApp group and you can add all of your family and your friends to it, or you could have a friends one and a family one or whatever. And so I have a group chat on WhatsApp, and it's just like, if I'll message, oh, we made it, or we're going to the beach today, or whatever, and post pictures and things. I also have a Facebook group just for family and friends. And that kind of keeps everybody in contact. We have our channel on YouTube, and we also used to do a blog, and so our family and friends would read that and stay in contact. We also do a lot of like video chats on WhatsApp and Facebook and Skype to friends and family to stay in contact, especially for my younger kids, because with my older son having autism and intellectual disabilities, he doesn't really understand and want to talk to somebody if he can't see them. So we do a lot of video chats with them and stay in contact that way. And they really enjoy that. And we also do a lot of videos and photos. So we'll watch videos and look at photos of, people who are important to us. One thing I did in the past, and we have since lost them, I need to do them before we head out again, is I took white pillowcases and I got the iron-on printer paper, and I printed out pictures of my kids with their most important people, whether that be, a picture of the child with Grandma and Aunt Mary and, Uncle Tom and whoever, and their cousins and things like that. I just printed them off, ironed them on the pillowcase. And then when we're traveling, they have a pillowcase they can use, but also at bedtime, we would talk about, and say goodnight to these people, and it just worked out really well. And the other thing is a friend of mine was traveling full-time, not full-time, but she was traveling for a fair chunk of time, like 6 months. And her parents actually came to where she was and visited while she was there. So her kids got to have their grandma and grandpa around them where they were. And they've done that several times. So that might be an option. I know for us, having 4 of us, it's much more expensive for us to fly to wherever our friend or friends are, especially if it's like a single couple or like one, like just grandma or whatever. It's cheaper to fly grandma to us than it is for us to all 4 to fly to grandma. So, that's an option as well. In the past, my ex-husband's dad, we were in one location and he wanted to come. So I went back, got him, and came back with him, and he stayed with us for the whole winter. So that's an option as well, especially if you're somewhere warm. Maybe Grandma and Grandpa want to come stay with you or stay near you for the winter. And the other thing is, like, we always plan on coming back every year, so for a couple of months. And so during those months, we go and visit all of our friends and family. So that could be an option as well. And it takes a little bit of effort, but it can be done. And I find that having pictures and video chats and things like that really keep the kids' memories focused on those people. And also for cousins and things like that, I've seen people do like sleepovers via like Zoom or Skype or WhatsApp or whatever. And they all, especially Zoom, because Zoom you can have several people on at the same time. And so they'll schedule a time and everybody will get together and be, whether it be talking or playing or whatever, but they'll be visiting together online. Especially now with the pandemic, it seems to be more common and people are more open to that. So that might be an option once everything opens up again and we start traveling again, to do these Zoom meetings for kids and for family, you know. So those are my options for keeping in contact with your family while you're traveling. But there's so many options. It's like, there's just so many. You could make a little book with photos. You could go home every few months and stay for a month and then keep going. Or, I mean, it's totally up to you. Like, this is your vision. This is your life. This is your creation. You can make it whatever you want it to be. You know, it doesn't just have to be, you know, we travel and travel and travel and travel and never visit anyone. You could also make it where people come visit you, you know. Personally, I don't want to go back to Canada in the middle of winter, you know. So the money that I would spend for me to go back to Canada, I could spend to bring, you know, a friend and her kids to where I am for a couple of weeks, you know. And it's going to cost her a lot less to come and visit me because, you know, she can stay with me. She doesn't have to pay rent or whatever. And we'll have a good time, right? So, I mean, that's an option as well. So there's lots of options. I think just staying positive and keeping an open mind about what your options are and not just making it, I can't do it because I can't take my kids away from their grandparents or from whatever, you know. I've seen people where mom and dad are divorced and they share custody. And so mom is traveling and dad actually comes to the location where they are. And then mom goes off to a different location so that dad can stay with the child. And then when mom comes back, dad goes home. Like, there's options. You just have to be willing to find a solution for whatever the problem is. So those are my ideas on staying in contact with family and friends while you're traveling. I hope you enjoyed them.